Hi guys, this is the second part of chapter 4 because I did not get to finish the other part. This might end in the middle of it because my phone's dying, so you'll have to read the rest on your own if I can't finish this chapter. But anyway, I'm not giving up hope though, I say, ignoring her question about when I got the news. I'm going to talk to Miss Sonny about it more. I think if she and I work together, we could come up with a plan to convince the administration that Riley, Mom's voice has the lost, soft, sad tone it had a moment before. Despite all this, she waves at the movie and popcorn. You're still in trouble. Have you forgotten? You're still grounded for your last theater-related choices? No. I'm very sorry about these budget cuts. It's short-sighted of them, and will take a huge opportunity away from the student body. However, it's not your plan to fix this. Right now, you need to be focused on winning back our trust, and then you can think about the musical. I grit my teeth in annoyance. But if I don't do something now, there won't be a musical. Well, maybe that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. She pinches the bridge of her nose in frustration. That was my dog. My dog's behind me. Hi, baby. I know I sounded reluctant about your father's store before, but I think it's actually a good thing for you. You've become entirely too obsessed with theater lately. I mean, RJ, back up. You drove to Columbus without a license just to see a touring Broadway production. You could have gotten arrested or killed yourself, and Hoshko. You seem to lose all your common sense when it comes to theater. Without the musical, you'll have next spring to explore other extracurriculars, join clubs, whatever. And there's always the community theater production next summer. Next summer? That's 9 months away. And the community theater production isn't the same as our high school production. Those casts are filled with strangers and people double my age or more. I want to be with my friends on our stage at our school. And most importantly, I want to be for student director this year. It would be my first time in a directing role, and I need the experience if I ever want to be taken seriously after high school. I start to argue, but her lips press into a firm line, and I realize any arguing only hurts my chances further. Suddenly, Audrey Hepburn's voice isn't so magical to my ears. I don't care what Mom says, though. I'm not letting this go. I love musicals too much to let our school production slip through my fingers. Mom didn't explicitly say I couldn't research possible musicals in my spare time, or have a casual conversation with my choir teacher about the future. By the time my probation is done, I'll definitely be back in my parents' good graces. And then I can get permission. I smile and take a handful of popcorn. No one needs to be the wiser until then. When Dad and I arrive at the game store on Friday afternoon, he immediately gets pulled into a conversation with someone about donating for a nonprofit auction. Maybe this is the norm when you own a small business, but Dad is constantly being asked to donate to auctions or organizations or youth groups. And he says yes every time. I don't know why he agrees to sponsor so much stuff, but he clearly has a reputation because people keep asking him. Nathan is nowhere to be seen, but Lucas is miling around the board games. What are you up to tonight? I ask him. D&D again? We play twice a week, Lucas shrugs. It's a little intense, but I love it. So, can I look forward to seeing Sophia again? Probably not. She almost never shows. He rolls his eyes beyond the whole Nathan thing. It's a real pain because it makes it hard to run the game when players are coming and going. I'd like to have at least 4 reliable people. His eyes flash in my direction. Actually, you should join us. Would you want to? It's really fun. But I'm not here for fun. I spread my arms wide. I'm here to work. I bet your dad wouldn't make you work if you were playing with us. Well, that is an interesting proposition. Before I have time to think about it, a flash of a familiar smile at the entrance had me swallowing a primal scream. It's Paul, and he's not alone. He strides into the store, handsome and smug, holding hands with Lainey Lewis. Silent scream intensifies. Lainey? She acted the opposite him in the music video. Lainey is everything you'd want in a leading lady. Beautiful, tall, with an expressive face and a gorgeous voice. Even the alliteration of her name sounds like it was made for a Broadway. That's my dog trying to open the door. Broadway Mark, I don't know. Markway? I have no clue. I don't know her since she lives in the town in the next town over, but I immediately noticed her eyeing Paul at the audition months ago. No wonder he was so quick to kick me to the curb after the cast list went up. Excuse me, I say to Lucas, and duck behind a shelf before they can see me. Lucas gives me a confused expression and leaves for the back game room. Why are Paul and Lainey here? I know he couldn't care less about gaming. And I can't imagine Lainey spends her time painting tabletop models, but Paul knows I work here now, after I stupidly blurted that out in the choir room. Would he really come here, all hand-holding and lovey eyes with Lainey, just to rub it in? Paul might be a pompous jerk, but I never thought he was cruel. Riley? I bite a string of curse words. I should have kept my eyes circling the store the way my thoughts are circling my mind. I strain to find Paul and Lainey in front of me. Paul with an uncertain look on his face. You busy? I shake my head and try to act as if it's a pleasant surprise to see them suddenly in front of me, which I can totally do. I'm an actress. This is just like a play. Oh, hey. No, just looking for products over here, you know? Little inventory. He smiles indulgently. Right. Well, Lainey needs a present for her younger brother, so I suggested this place since I know you're working here now. He gestures to her. You remember Lainey, right? The girl who was cast in the part I desperately wanted. The girl who obviously flirted with you when she knew we were together. Oh yes, Paul. I remember Lainey. I turn my full-bodied smile on her. Definitely. Good to see you. She waves. I'm so clueless about all of this. It's kind of dumb, don't you think? She lowers her voice and leans toward me. Like, why are grown men still playing with this stuff? She smiles as if we're sharing an inside joke, but I need something for the party on Saturday. So here I am. Yep, here you are. I'm seething, which I know it's totally hypocritical because it's not like I'm a big fan of gaming either, but does she have no idea that my father owns the store? And even if Paul didn't mention it, it seems like she should start with the assumption that I might like gaming if I'm working here. I don't know, maybe she's just oblivious, but either way, I loathe her even more than that before. Are you thinking board games? Because we have a lot over here. I point to a shelf behind her, and she randomly picks up a game box. $60? She exchanges a look with Paul. For cardboard, I definitely can't afford that. I pray to the theater that I don't lose my temper. This is just another scene, I repeat to myself. What about a card game instead? Oh, wait. Yeah. Magic is supposed to be popular. She frowns and nods. Yeah, that might work, I think. I've seen some of those cards at our house before. I lead her to that aisle. For a few moments, she and Paul stand together, heads tilted toward each other as they look through the options. Maybe I can slowly back away and disappear into the ether, but then he steps away and turns to me. So, how are you holding up, Riley? What? Please tell me he's not trying to talk about our breakup again. At the store? Is it horrible, or are you liking it here? Oh, it could be worse. Gives me one of his smiles. His patented, charming, made me want to kiss him smiles. For a moment, I'm flooded with memories of us together, running lines, harmonizing to It's Still Lovely, getting soft serve ice cream cones and trying to eat them before they melted down our hands, and the look he gave me as I licked my ice cream cone as if he was 2 seconds from knocking it out of my hand and kissing me until neither of us could breathe. I take a deep breath. I can do this. Maybe he's trying to be friendly and normal again. If so, I can try as well. It would make life easier if I was on decent terms with Paul, since we see each other in choir and around school. Did Music Man end up going well? I'm sorry I couldn't get to a show. He brightens. It went awesome. Our director knows her stuff, but she's also collaborative with the cast. I love her. And Lainey absolutely killed it. I nod and focus on not letting my smile slip. I'm happy for him, or at least I want to be happy. He deserved the lead role. And maybe Lainey deserved her role as well. But all I can think is how much I wanted to be there with them. I could have spent my summer rehearsing and performing, and the pain of missing out is even worse knowing that there's a good chance I won't be part of a production this spring either. All I want is to review lines and memorize stage blocking and joke around with the cast. I miss being at my favorite place in the world, the stage. Paul must notice some change in my expression because he tilts his head in concern and pats me on the arm. Is this too much? Us coming here together? He looks over his shoulder at Lainey, who's still busy searching through the different magic card packs. I wasn't trying to rub it in or anything, bringing her here. Don't worry, Riley. You're great. You'll find someone else, even if it takes you a while. I step back. Any feelings of sadness or nostalgia I was entertaining flee at his words, and righteous indignation takes their place. I know I'll find someone. I've already found him. The words are out before I can think. I almost slap my hand over my mouth. You have? He frowns. I didn't know you were dating someone too. His face skeptical and eats away at me. It's new. Who is it? Just someone. It doesn't matter. His frown deepens and then his lip twists in a small smile. Oh, right. Sure. Wait, is he insinuating that I'm making this up? That some silly, pathetic girl who is boyfriendless and fabricating some random relationships just to save face? I mean, okay, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing, but he isn't allowed to think that. Why is it so hard for him to believe that I could have a new boyfriend? Are you insinuating that he isn't real? He holds up his hand in surrender. I'm just saying. Either way, it's totally fine. My hands clench into fists. He's real. Lainey turns around to look at us. What are you talking about? Who's real? My boyfriend? Oh, you have a new boyfriend? Do I know him? I have to stop myself from rolling my eyes. How am I supposed to know who Lainey knows when we've never spoken before? I don't know. I doubt it. He's not a theater kid. Paul's still looking skeptical, but also a little put out. The realization makes me want to do a victory dance. What's his name? She asks. I already asked her, but she won't say. I glance between Lainey and Paul, my heart racing double time, and my mind is as empty as a Broadway theater on Monday night. I need to say something, or they won't believe me. What are names? Joelle? No. That's my father's name. What are the names? Why can't I think of human teen boys' names? One comes to me and I practically scream it. Nathan! Paul blinks in shock. Nathan? What? He looks around the store. You aren't talking about Nathan Wheeler, are you? He works here, right? Are you freaking kidding me? I was sure Paul wouldn't know who Nathan is. Honestly, I'm not sure anyone at school knows who he is. He's basically a ghost there. How do you know that? I ask. He sat in front of me in history last year. We did a project together. Of course, that'd be my luck. Is it him? Lainey whispers, and I spin around. Nathan has suddenly appeared, the stockroom door swinging behind him as he walks toward me. Hey, your dad wants you in the back to help. He couldn't sound less romantic or interested in me if he tried. Sweat beads on my forehead. I glance back at Paul, who is now looking extremely skeptical. Right, I reply faintly. Why is this my life? I take a deep breath and stride toward Nathan, plastering a flirtatious smile on my face. Thank you so much for telling me. I slay in a I don't know what that word is. A voice as I can muster, and as whatever that word is, a voice as I can muster. I'll be right there. Okay. He stares at me like I've lost my whole mind, which I clearly have. It feels like I should do something more, something that will make this look legitimate and not like the most ridiculous thing in the whole world. But it's not like I can throw myself into his arms and kiss him. Even the idea of trying to hold his hand is too much. He's liable to shake me off like I'm a rabid dog. But I do have something. My brain departs my body completely, and I lean forward and kiss him on the upper arm, except I can't quite get myself to move my lips, so it's more like I press my closed mouth onto his shirt and pull away. I'm surprised my entire body doesn't shrivel and spontaneously combust into a bloom of dust from the embarrassment. He stares down at me, open mouthed, and I squeeze my eyes shut. Please act cool, I whisper. Did you just... I spin around. Lainey, looks like you found what you needed. Yeah? Great. Curtis can check you out up front. I mime walking into the stockroom and putting things on shelves. Now everyone is gaping at me. So, yep, I shuffle a few steps away. Good to see you both. And I'll see you at school tomorrow, Paul. Or I guess we both will. I grab Nathan's arm and physically drag him behind me toward the stockroom. The door shuts behind him, and he rips his arm from my grasp. Riley, have you lost your mind? That was Chapter 4 of Dungeons & Drama by Kristy Boyce. We will be reading Chapter 5 tomorrow, I think.